Chess does not care about you. It does not care how intelligent you think you are. It does not care how hard you studied. It does not care how badly you want to win. The board simply shows the truth about how you think, about how you handle pressure, about who you actually are, when every move matters and there is nowhere to hide. This is the journey from knowing nothing to knowing everything the board has to teach. You know how the pieces move. The rook goes straight. The bishop goes diagonal. The knight, that strange, unpredictable creature, jumps over everything in an L. You sit down across from someone, and within 10 moves, you've lost a piece you didn't mean to lose, then another, then the game. And you don't fully understand why. That is the beginning, not the loss. The not knowing why. Because chess doesn't punish you for being weak. It punishes you for being unconscious. Every piece you lose, you lost because you weren't seeing the whole board. You were looking at where you wanted to go, not at what your opponent was building. This is rank 1, the unrated player. The board is speaking. You just don't speak the language yet. You start playing regularly, online, at a club, against anyone who will sit across from you. And slowly, the patterns begin to reveal themselves. The fork, one piece attacking two at once. The pin, a piece frozen because moving it would cost something greater. The skewer, the more powerful piece forced to move, leaving the lesser one exposed. You start to see them, not always in time, but you start to see them, and here is the first deep truth of chess. You don't win games at this level, your opponent loses them. They hang a piece, they miss a threat, they castle into an attack they didn't see coming. And if you are awake, you take what they give you. This is rank 2, the club player. The game is no longer luck, it is attention. Now you study. Opening principles, the center, development, king safety. You start doing puzzles, hundreds of them, thousands of them. Pattern recognition building in your mind like a library that never closes. And the rating climbs. Fast at first, then it stops. The plateau. You're rated 1,400. You should be 1,600. You've studied everything. Why won't the number move? Because here's what no one tells you about chess. Knowing a concept and executing it under pressure, under the clock, against a human being who is trying to break your mind, are two completely different skills. The board in a book is calm. The board in a tournament is alive, and it wants to see what you're made of. This is rank 3, the intermediate. The knowledge is there. Now you have to learn to use it when everything inside you is screaming to do something else. Something shifts here. You stop playing chess. You start thinking chess. You see threats before they arrive. You feel when a position is dangerous before you can prove it. You study endgames, the most ignored and most important part of the game. You enter serious tournament play, and you sit across from players who seem to see the board differently. Not better, differently. As if the pieces have relationships you haven't yet learned to read. And slowly, you begin to understand. Chess is not about making good moves. It is about making the move your opponent least wants to see. The move that doesn't just attack. It threatens, it restricts, it suffocates. This is rank 4, the advanced player. The board is no longer a battlefield, it is a conversation, and you are learning to speak it fluently. You have a title now, Candidate Master. And with it comes a realization that changes everything. At this level, the game is won before the first move is made, in preparation. In the 15 moves of opening theory, you have memorized cold. In the endgame technique, you can execute in time pressure without thinking. In the psychological edge, you carry into the room before the clock even starts. You begin to understand what Kasparov meant when he said chess is mental torture. Not because the game is painful, because it is perfectly honest. Every weakness in your thinking, it finds it. Every moment you stop calculating, it punishes you. Every assumption you make without verifying, it corrects. This is rank 5, the Candidate Master. The board no longer tests your knowledge, it tests your mind. International tournaments. Players from across the world seated across the same 64 squares. Different languages, different styles, different schools of thought, but one universal truth. The board speaks the same language to all of them. Here the game becomes almost artistic. Positional sacrifices, long-term planning, moves that seem wrong until 10 moves later when they are obviously right. You win games where you never had a tactical advantage. You win them through restriction, through patience, through the quiet accumulation of small advantages that your opponent cannot see until it is too late. This is Rank 6, the FIDE Master. Chess at this level is not a game of power. It is a game of inevitability. Fewer than 2,000 people in the entire world hold this title. To become a Grandmaster, you must earn norms in international competition against other Grandmasters. You must reach a rating above 2,500. And you must do it consistently, not once. Not on one good day, consistently. Magnus Carlsen, Garry Kasparov, Bobby Fischer. They did not sit down one day and become Grandmasters. They sat down every day, for years, and became the thinking that Grandmasters do. Because here is the final truth that chess teaches. The Grandmaster does not calculate every variation. There are too many. The Grandmaster feels which variations matter. They have played so many games, studied so many positions, that the board speaks to them in a language that bypasses thought. It goes straight to understanding. This is Rank 7, the Grandmaster. This is what 10,000 hours of honest thinking looks like. Every chess master was once a beginner. Irving Chernev said that. And in those 6 words is everything you need to know about this game, and about everything else worth doing. The board does not lie. It never has. If you are losing, there is a reason. If you are winning, there is a reason. And the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not talent. It is not intelligence. It is not even time. It is the number of positions you have been willing to sit with, the number of losses you have been willing to understand. The number of times you have looked at the board honestly and asked not why did I lose, but what did I miss? So, what rank are you at right now? Not in chess, in life. Because the board is always in front of you, the question is, are you actually looking at it?